Hi guys, this is Angela Brooks. I'm coming back to you with this webinar. We're going to talk about generating leads from your social media platforms and how to get people talking to you. We're going to be talking about the biggest mistakes that people make on social media profiles, how to brand yourself as a credible professional, and posting for profits. And if you followed along in these webinars for the last couple of days, we are talking about people coming into our business. We're talking about who is our target market, how our brand generates a connection to people that we actually want to work with. Now let's talk about my favorite, which is social media and tapping into your network. Regardless if you are a brand new or an experienced social media user, there will be things that you need to tweak to become more effective. And in today's business, I think you need to be on social media more than ever. That's where your ideal clients are hanging out. You can fight it. You can say you don't need it, don't like it, don't want it. But it's a fact that almost everybody you know, all ages, are on Facebook. Very few people don't have an account. You find the platform that you enjoy the most, though. So Facebook is the top social site, and it's growing. I mean, you have to pick one. Me personally, if I had to pick one, it would be Facebook. My other one would be Instagram, and my third one would be Twitter. And Twitter used to be in front of Instagram, but I really like Instagram. So marketers place a high value on social media. 92% indicated it is a significant part of their marketing structure. Blogging holds the top spot for growing business, and it's content rich to be found as a serious business when there's a blog updated regularly. Just having a blog is one thing, but updating it so that Google stays coming back looking for your content and pushing it out there is another. You become an expert by just showing up bigger than 90% of the people in your business. People who don't show up are they get confused at why they don't get results, and there is a reason. You've got to show up consistently. Something that people do that screams that you're a spammer is a multi-tagging human being who, there's a picture or a meme that they put up and you're not even in it. I mean, it has nothing to do with you. They're just trying to get their stuff in front of your eyeballs, and all it does is piss people off. So don't be multi-tagging in case the person's actually in the picture. As you learn what gets your followers attention on social media, you can post more on that topic because you know what interests them. 95% of the people I teach about social media want to know a formula to make it work. So I'm going to give you a formula. This is absolutely, it's a no-brainer. Didn't start my stopwatch. Let me get that done. First of all, you got to show up every day. Not once a week, not once in a while. People forget really fast because they're busy. And if you're not in front of them 4 or 5 times a day, literally, they're going to forget you exist. They don't even know that you have a business anymore. Stop posting your company images and links. I know this is completely backwards for what you think in your mind that you need to do. But when you're posting your company links, names, images, people just go and Google that stuff. Most people that do that, they don't get any likes. They don't even get no comments or shares. And if they do, it's somebody that's already in the business, the same business they are, or on their team, and they're just being nice to them and clicking some likes. That is actually hurting you more than it helps you until you build such a platform in that company that it doesn't matter anymore. But in the beginning, all it says is this person's new. So teach and share what you're doing in your business, but also share your life. This is way more interesting to most followers than a picture of a product, because people are product spammed every single day driving down the highway. There's on billboards when you turn on the TV, and what do? They mute them or they change the channel. And after a while, they will see that on your page and they just keep scrolling. So every time you post, they're going, there's that person again. They don't want that stuff. So a business stands out when They talk to their clients and they teach them over sales. You can teach your way into a business like crazy. If you had a product that did some miraculous healing of some kind, or really had some results, by all means post the benefit and the value of the product, not the product by itself. Show me stuff. Show me what it's doing. Teach me how to use it, because people don't care what's in the ingredients. They really don't. And if you were to, most people go to the doctor, they get a prescription, they go straight to the pharmacy, get a glass of water and pop a pill, and never so much as Google anything that's in that product. They just take it because somebody said so. So if you're teaching people about a product, you're going to stand out. So instead of posting a product discount or special, teach them. Try it. Banners. Most people are, they're brand new into a company and they're excited because they put their company products in their banner, or they put their company name in their banner. And what you need to be doing is branding you. You are way more important than that product, because if you reel people into you, they're eventually going to be more interested in what you have to offer if they've got a connection. Until you make that relationship connection, they don't care what product you have. They really are they're going to bypass it. Another thing that me personally, and a lot of other marketers that I have talked to, religious and political beliefs, unless it's your target market, by all means. I'm not saying don't, post something, a prayer or something that you need for somebody. But if you get into a religious spat or a political spat on social media, people automatically tag you. There's no reason to argue on social media, because people who argue on social media are showing you what they're like in person. And if they're going to argue with you through the computer, what are they going to argue about in person? So people are watching you, and you have less than 30 seconds to really press upon people to get them following you. So no banner. Your banner doesn't need to have anything but a lifestyle profile. A good profile image of you and your face, shoulder up, so they can see. If maybe it's you and your kids and it's clear that person, that adult person, is you, then that's okay. But otherwise, adding your kids and your dog and flowers, and that's not a profile picture. And your banner, if you're traveling, post a banner of where you're traveling to, or something in your travel adventure, but just not your company, because they're already branded. Your company is a big deal. They've got professionals in their office that are doing their marketing. So your job as an affiliate to your company is to brand you, so that you stand out amongst the other 1,000 people that are also using the same product. So, another thing is, when you get a picture of yourself, smile. If it looks like you just got out of prison, or you hate your life, whatever, and you look miserable, that's not somebody that's going to be easy to connect with. And there are a few people that absolutely refuse to put their profile picture on Facebook. There's a reason it has face in there. And when you don't have a lot of interactions, that's why. It's because they can't relate to you. They can't see you. This is my Facebook fan page. This is my Twitter page. This is my Instagram page. And this is my LinkedIn. If you'll notice, there's a good picture of me, and it's pretty much the same shirt. Of course, the banner is the exact same, and you're smiling so that people knows that, you're relatable. But all of your platforms need to look, your banners need to be the same, so that no matter where they find you or see you, they recognize you. Because if you took a picture every single day for 30 days, you would look different in every picture. So if you have one that's it's a professional picture, or a really good cell phone picture, whatever you do, make sure that across your platforms, your pictures are noticeable who you are and they recognize you. Things not to do. Your about section is very important on your Facebook page, and most people don't take the time to fill that out. When I'm checking somebody out, the first thing I do is I go to their contact information, I look at their about page, and I check out their banner. Those are quick 30-second things that I do if I want to know somebody, or I will scroll down their page. And if they've got the messenger turned off so that I can't connect with them, then it's kind of hard to use Facebook as a business prop, because pitch for your business is not what you want to use social media for. It's a connecting. Your personal profile is not connected to your fan page is a big skip on the about page. Simply go to your fan page, get the URL link, and put it in your about section, or there is a place where you can start typing your name, and it'll usually pull up your fan page so that it's linked from one page to the other. That's something that's super easy to do, and most people miss that. Another thing is when you're traveling, whether you're going to a business event, whether you're having a event, a workshop, if you're having a home party, hanging out with friends, eating, snap some pictures and post that on your social media so that people can engage with you through pictures. You will be surprised how much people learn about you through your lifestyle posting pictures. You can go to my Instagram at Angela Brooks 1, and you can follow me there. And when I'm traveling, and I'm always snapping 2 to 3 pictures a day using hashtags. So no event pictures is not showing that you're educating yourself. It's not showing who that you're hanging out with. It's not showing anybody what you're doing. And a lot of people want to hide what they're doing because they feel like it's being boastful or braggy if they post awards they're getting or somewhere nice that they've traveled. That's the only way that people's going to be able to relate to you on social media is through what you provide. If you provide nothing, they don't know you. They won't do business with you. And if people see that you're traveling and having a great time, they want to know what it is you're doing because people like that stuff. Another thing is no photos with your team, no photos of you. Professional pictures are not an absolute got to have, but they do look better for your profiles, your pages and stuff. It does look better. Come on. Why is this not one? There it goes. Another thing that a big mistake that people do is they will provide, they're posting multiple products from different companies. So it confuses your audience. They're going, well, last week she was doing this product and this week she's doing another product. You can go from makeup to selling cars to selling weight loss to, insurance or something. And so they do nothing because they have no clue what you're doing. But if you're consistently posting one company, one message, then the people that can relate, they will begin to know that you're the go-to person. And if you're always pitching to join my team, or you see people say the next 3 people or the next 5 people, I'm going to help make $10,000 a month. You're really missing the mark because not everybody, number one, wants $10,000 a month, believe it or not. And the next 3 people, who wants to be one of 3 people? I want to be the person. I don't want to be one of 3. So you need to have a system set up so that you can generate leads that are already interested in what you're doing. Another thing people miss is no lifestyle post. Your daily life, if you snapped a picture somewhere in your day, I don't care if you never leave the house, if you went outside and you're digging in your garden, you're working on flowers, snap a picture. Just kind of let people see what you're doing. The gaming post, oh my goodness, the gaming post, if you're a gamer, you can turn those things off so it doesn't post to your wall. If it shows that you're playing games all day, how serious am I going to take you as a business owner, business at all. Turn those things off if you're going to play the games. And again, I said, about the negative post, it is not a place for you to air your dirty laundry. Bring your personality full bloom to social media by all means. But arguing back and forth with people is kind of like, not cool. I actually had and I deleted her because I didn't want to see that mess on my wall. Was a woman and a man. Clearly were getting divorced, or maybe they were talking about divorce, and she was arguing at him. He was typing. She was on live video, drunk, clearly drunk, and they were having this online spat. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. People, stop that. Never bash other people's companies. I don't care if they are the grandest things on, if you think your company is the grandest on earth, never, ever bash somebody else's company. I don't feel like I need to prove anything, why mine is better than yours. I won't argue about a company. It just doesn't, it's just not cool. Provide value that people can learn from. There can be a third party as long as they're not pitching. You can always use other tools outside of your company, and you most likely have to, because not always, there's very few companies that actually provide good teaching tools or a system for you to collect people's names and information into. So provide value, build yourself a list. We'll talk about that in the next webinar. Bring your real self to social media. If you get a little edgy once in a while, people like seeing the real you that's not all fluffy and perfect, and your hair's all just perfect, your makeup's just perfect. Bring yourself to the market, because that's what people are relating to. Not everyone is going to like you on social media, but they'll still follow you. I had a situation just this week, somebody who used to tell me that the way I was doing my marketing would never work. And I said, okay, it may not, but this is me. This is what I'm going to do. And now they are asking me to show them how. So just stay focused and consistent. Finding your followers' pain points to bring more value to them by providing the answer with a blog post that you write, or a video that you shoot, or an audio. Blogging doesn't have to be just about writing. If you're not a writer, do podcast. If you're not a podcaster, do a live video and post it onto your blog. Those are perfect places for you to get people their answers so that you can always refer them back to that post. What color is your marketing? As you can see at the top, mine is red and blue in this webinar. It kind of matches my shirt. Make it consistent across your platforms. My colors just recently changed to a dark green, which I've got to get this changed as well. And I just didn't have time in order to do this webinar. But it will be the same color as my banner on my Facebook wall before long. When you're traveling, try your best to get pictures with high caliber people, successful people that are speaking from stage. Be that person. Go stand in line. Take your picture with them. People associate you with who you hand out to them. And whenever you go somewhere and you can get that picture and start posting, like here's me, Ray, and Jessica at one of our retreats. They were getting ready. The retreat was over, and I realized I didn't have a picture with Ray, and I hollered at him across the hotel, and I'm like, hey, wait, I don't have a picture yet. So they stopped, and we snapped one real quick. Here's Mari. I saw her in Nashville last summer or 2 summers ago and got a picture. The best thing about that, when I walked up to her, she called me by name and knew exactly who I was because of my social media. And I was like, I can't believe you know who I am. She said, yes, you're a nurse. She said, your son plays baseball. I know who you are. So I was pretty amazed that Mari Smith knew Angela Brooks. And here is another lifestyle event where I was on stage with Ray and Nadia and Miss Linda. All of those guys are people that you want to be seen with. So snap pictures with folks. It's really actually important for your marketing. Personal banners need to be personal. Your fan page needs to be business. It doesn't have to be company. It can be a lifestyle pictures. It can be you with some of the leaders at an event or a landscape, at the event. Just make sure that your fan page has your blog listed on it if you've got a blog. Or I wouldn't necessarily put my company link there. I would rather them go to Instagram or somewhere. But sending them straight to a company page is really not going to get you it's not going to get you a lot of orders. It's just not. But your fan page needs to have your tagline of what it is that you do and who you serve, not your product name and a certain oil that you like or a certain product that you like. Your tagline needs to be something that you do. Like, I have built a 6-figure business part-time on my lunch break is what mine says, because that's exactly what I did. When I was at work, I would simply sit on my lunch break, write, my blog post out, and I would email them to myself. I did that every lunch break. When I was on night shift, I got 30 minutes lunch and 2 to 3 15-minute breaks, and I would take those 15 minutes and I would use them as much as I could so that I could finish it up when I got home. You can get a good banner if you don't know how to build them yourself from 99designs.com, or you can find somebody on Upwork. You can get one made for you. And there's lots of people out there. Of course, you'd want to check on these people, make sure they have a good, credible reputation to build your banner, but most of them do a really good job. And you can put them in 4 or 5 different people into like a contest there to see who comes up with the coolest banner to buy from. So outsource what you don't know. Your intro and your About Me section should tell a story about who you help, the people that you serve. This is where you're going to list your website, your company page, or your blog. The red arrow is showing your intro. There's an edit button there. It's real easy to do. And I can't remember how many characters, but it's less than 200, maybe. It's not real long, but as you can see, I've linked to my page from my personal page so that it's easy for them to find both pages with me. It's just easier for somebody to go to your intro and be able to click than it is to search, because you can come up with all kind of people. Stick to the 80-20 rule for posting. 80% value, 20% pitch for your business. And if you don't have a system follow-up, make sure you get that in place, because you don't need to be spending your time repeating the same message over and over and over and over. You need a system that does that for you, so that when you do your pitch, you're sending them into a system to let it do the basic intro, whether it's your video of you speaking it or to your blog page with a message on there. But that is just something you want to have in place. When you're pitching for business, talk to the problem that your prospect already is looking for. And it's kind of like you're reading their mind, because when somebody says, I've got an aching tooth, and you maybe post a comment, this is something that I use, blah, 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 that helped, then you can get a dialogue started. And you can always take that to private message so that you're not doing an open public discussion about your product. I never do product discussions on an open wall. I always send them a message. Hey, I saw your comment on your wall that said something about your toothache, and this is what we do at my house. I thought it would be helpful for you. No selling, no links, connection only. This is also an image for my birthday. And 472, I think it went on up to closer to 500, but this was a picture I snapped. Birthday wishes on my wall. And I've got 2,000 people following. And that's because that I'm interacting with them, one, and I'm posting valuable posts that they can relate to. Images are big attention getters. Like I've said, they post your team rank advancement, family photos, what you're traveling. Value is more than just blogs, articles, and videos. There's lots of different ways that you can provide value. Pick what makes you happy and that you're comfortable with. Keep in mind that you're always solving your prospect's problem. It's not about you, it's about them. And as a nurse, I am already used to listening to people to hear what their pain point is. I listen and I pick up on things, and then I will take that and ask them a question right back. Same thing that you do here. When you see somebody who has an issue, or they're posting, "I hate my job," and then you can go in and say, "I heard that you mentioned that you was really looking for something different. You hated your job. Would you be open to letting me share with you what I did when I was hating on my job?" Try to get some content started. Don't just go right in for the kill and try to do the sale, because it won't work. Quotes are good. People really like positive quotes. They like to share them. They like things that make them stop and think. Share your stories. People love reality TV, but they don't like to overdo the drama, so no dirty laundry. But, share your stories. If you had a successful conversation with one of your clients, customers, and you helped them immensely, leave their name out, leave the product name out, and just type the story. Share your stories, because people relate to that. And trust me, they're watching you to see what you're doing. When you start posting for profits, this is a simple post, and you're welcome to snap a picture of this if you like. These are hot leads. These are people who ask for information. When I said, if I could show you how to get leads this week for your business, would you be open to learning how? Type yes below, and I'll message you. Over 22 comments within the first 3 hours. This went on to accrue over 60 leads. I clicked the like button on every single one of them and sent them the message. If you are posting questions, get ready for people to reply, and make sure that you go in and reply to every single person that stops by. That's how you're building rapport. They're also generating leads. So when you click on this person's name, let's just say Joy Bridges, for example, I click on her name, go to her messenger, and I'm going to send her a message and see how I can help her with her lead issue. Or maybe you ask another question. You can ask any types of questions to get people responding, because as more people respond, it puts your post higher on the main Facebook wall and keeps it active. The more active it is, the more people's going to talk to you. Give it a try. Get me a sip of water real quick. With your post, you want to attract LMH fees, which are low maintenance, high value leaders. Those are people that you don't need to hold their hand, pat them on their back, or give them a trophy to work their business. These are people that are ready to go. They may come to you and ask advice, but you don't want to you don't want people that you have to drag along constantly to work their business. You want them to be high value people, and that's who you need to be looking for. Your goal is to look for leverage people who can join you in your business and take off without all that hand holding. That's what true freedom is when you can bring those kind of people on board. And the quality of people that you find is better than quality. Quality is better than quantity of people. So look for people that are looking for your message. I hope this is helping. Are you getting value from this? I'm going to take a sip of water. You may want to take one too. My throat gets dry when I do a lot of talking. Let me look at my timer. We're 26 minutes in. Rolling right along. Best groups and pages for you to follow is to find groups to join that have people like your ideal client, people that you would like to connect with and talk to. Because as they're having conversations, you can take that to private message and say, I saw your post on Mari Smith's page about your frustration about a job. Just reiterate whatever they complained about or mentioned, not complained, on that post, and see how you can just get a dialogue started. This is not the sale, this is a connection. For example, Danny Johnson, she has 471,000 likes on her page. Of course, it's going to show some of the people that are your friends that are also liking this page. Now, this is not a page that you're going to go in and do spamming. It's somewhere that you're going to go connect with people, because these are already network marketers. These are people wanting to learn business. They may already have a business, but back when I went to Danny Johnson, my company was not doing real well, and I was looking for a new one. So if I would have met somebody up at that event, I would have been a hot prospect, because I'm already getting my own training. These are people that they're not hand holders, because they're reaching out to get educated on their own. Here's another one is Randy Gage. He's got his fan club page. He's got his public page, and then he's got two public pages actually. There's 9,000, there's 159,000, there's 12,000. These are great pages. Of course, he trains network marketers. So these are already business-minded people that are getting self-trained, that could be, having issues with a company that maybe they're not all in, and they could connect with you better. These are great pages to look for. Jillian Michaels, if you are an exercise person and you're in health and wellness or weight loss, Jillian Michael, look how many likes she has got on this page. This woman just rolls it out. But these are places that you can go to. These are folks already looking for health lifestyle. Maybe they're looking at exercise. They're not big exercise, but that's in their mindset already. That's a good one to connect with. Of course, Ray Higdon, my friend Ray, here is his public page and his private page. 230,000 people. Those are already business-minded folks. And just because they're in business doesn't necessarily mean they're happy. Of course, I don't want you to go out there and try to pull people out of their company that they're satisfied in. But if you had a conversation and noticed that somebody was not content, it would be a nice, high-value person that would be low maintenance. Type of people to look for in those groups. Do they show power or weakness in their post? Not defensive. If they're going to argue on Facebook, they're going to argue with you in a private phone call or in a private message. Skip those folks. Keep right on rolling. But if they have power post, if they are very relatable, connect with them. Are they open to conversation? Are they active on Facebook? If you notice that if you go to their wall and you're checking them out, scrolling through their page, and they only post on Sundays, that's not a real active person. So that's not somebody I would bother to connect with, because I don't want to wait from one Sunday to another to talk to somebody. What does their profile say about them? Is their profile got a lot of death and gore and hate type things on it? Or do they have uplifting? Do they have business type stuff? Are they family oriented? You can look within 30 seconds or less and find out a whole lot about people on their Facebook profile. Send them a private message or comment on one of their posts. Just get a conversation started. Here's a message that you can send them. Of course, you're going to always call people by their name, because their name is the most powerful thing that they like to hear. So you would say, hey Angela. Tell them why you're sending the message. I saw your post over on Randy Gage's page and you mentioned blah, blah, blah. Give them a compliment or something you saw on their page. Mention their page, mention a picture, mention something to let them know that you've checked them out. Then you ask a question. Like when I'm generating leads, I usually go to their page, look at their About Me page. I'll look at their intro and say, hey, I noticed on your page that you were interested in health and wellness, and I just wanted to know if you were open to learning about something that wouldn't interfere with what you're already doing. Most people will say, yeah, it's great communication opener. Ask what they do and see if you don't see it on their profile. See if you can get that dialogue started. Always ask people what they do, even if I see that they have a company listed, because sometimes people don't go in and update their company's information. Just ask them what they do. Let them tell you. Listen to see if there's anything there that you can pull into a conversation. This will get you about an 80% response rate. And depending on how you answer, and don't be aggressive in the message, you don't want to send your links immediately. You want to learn about them. This is where you're actually just forming them. You're getting some insight of what kind of person it is, and if you even want to connect with them. You can't message people very fast on Facebook, or you'll end up in Facebook jail. And Facebook jail is a terrible place. So just be careful that when you're messaging that you're doing it spaced out, because spammers will just click boom, 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 boom. And if they see a link in a message that you're sending out and it's copied and pasted, then Facebook's going to put you in jail, and you will receive a warning that says back off. And if you ever get a warning on Facebook, you need to back off for 24 hours. Because if you come back with, go eat supper or something and come back and start again, they'll shut you down anywhere for 24, 48 hours to 10 days. There would be 10 days would be horrible to be off of Facebook if that's your main connection with your audience. Another good reason to build your list. So if Facebook did shut you down, you're not completely out of the business, because you've got to move over to a list. Don't tag people that aren't in pictures. I've said that over and over for a reason. And don't post your links in groups that aren't relevant to what you're doing. Or if you're not active, if you're super active in a group and you're commenting on other people's things, then it would be appropriate for you to drop a link every now and then. But most of the time, it'll get you kicked out of groups. If you are in a group, ask someone if you can friend request them, instead of just going down the group and friend requesting everybody in that particular group. Send them a message and say, hey, I saw you in the health and wellness group, and I liked a lot of your comments. Would it be okay if I sent you a friend request? People really like that. I know I do. It breaks that newness person barrier, and it's really easy to get conversation started from there. Like I said, if you get a warning from Facebook, stop all activities. Don't even be posting on your wall. Go away for 24 hours. Let Facebook see that you're a real person and that you've got sense enough to stop. Because if you want to press the button and think, oh, they're not going to block me, and you keep on, then you deserve a 10 days off. Send messages throughout the day, about 8 to 10 people at a time, but not just boom, 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 back to back. Make sure you send one, wait a few minutes, send another one. Because I do a lot of connection through Facebook Messenger, and it's just, you have to be careful how quickly you're sending message, because they'll get you. When you're trying to get connected with somebody, instead of immediately friend requesting them, you can hit the follow button and, post on their wall, and you can send them a message, but you don't have to necessarily friend request everybody. That's why they've got the follow button, because some people you just want to follow. You don't necessarily want to be able to 100% interact everything on their page. That's what the button's there for. Use the reply message on Facebook so that it notifies the person that you're replying to when you're doing comments. It also is good for the algorithm on Facebook. It puts that feed back up into the top of Facebook so that it is seen more. And I got some homework for you. Go today. Send out 5 to 10 messages. Start with 5. Block about a half hour a day out of your day in the morning and a half hour in the afternoon. Do your question answering in the afternoon, and do your connecting with people to see if they're open for what you have to offer. If you go in and find that there's some people that you're connected to, or you see that maybe what you have to offer could benefit them, send them a message and see if they're open to that. The follow-up after you do these connections on Facebook, the follow-up is key. You have to, send the message. wait. I like to wait 2 to 3 days. I don't want to get too far out because they'll forget the conversation. Just send them another message. Say, hey, we chatted the other day. Did you ever go watch the video? Did you ever think any more about our conversation? Just see what they, what the follow-up is. Just casual conversations, not the kill. Find out what their pain points are, but be relatable with common interests. People connect with you if you have something in common. So use your stories in your post. When you're talking with somebody, it links to social proof that people can actually relate to. And I show people that are open to how to make money online that won't interfere with what they're already doing. That's a question that I ask dozens of people. I got over 60 responses the other day, and I think that's, most people are not interested in one more thing, but they'll be open to learning about something, especially when it's about money. I have my own business. Have you ever thought, these are questions, I'm sorry. These are questions that you can ask somebody in your messenger. It's like, hey, I have my own business. Have you ever thought about doing something like that? And you can ask these questions, but make sure it goes along with your conversation. Don't just do random questions like that. These are things that you can blend in with your conversation. And another one is I teach those who are looking for change how to fire their boss. What is it you do? First, I tell them what I did, and I immediately send it back to them because people like to talk about their self more than they like to hear about you. So I planted the seed and told them what I did, but I also want them to start talking to me. Another one is I teach people how to retire wealthy. What is it you do? So they're hearing you. They'll tell you, they'll answer your question, and they'll say, well, what is it you do to help people retire wealthy? They'll want to know what it is you do. So that's your opportunity to talk a little bit, but always remember to flip it back and ask them another question. Another one is I teach college students how to make extra money when they can't find a job. If you're a college student and you're broke, do you not think that would click their eyes open just a little bit? I've had college students that will say, show me how to do this. And actually, I've got 3 at our local college that are doing this now. Tell them what company you are and why briefly you like the company. When somebody asks you what company you are in, tell them what company you are. Be brief. Don't tell them the 20-year history and how fabulous the CEOs are and how they plant the seeds and harvest the seed. And people don't want to hear all that. Just tell them the name of the company and then ask them. Well, look at that big error. Ask them ask them a question. We're not looking to pull people. We are looking to pull people. We don't want to be pushing people into our business. We want to pull them with the like-minded attractionness. So be very mindful that you're pulling, not pushing. Have you ever tried to push somebody into a door and watch them scotch their feet, or a toddler try to get them to do something? It's the same thing. Ask questions to find out what people are looking for and see if they're a fit, because you don't want everybody in your business. And honesty is your best method. If you think somebody is blowing you off, just ask. It seems like you're backing up. If you're not interested, that's okay. I don't want to waste your time or mine. Throw it back on them so that you can see that they're scotching and that they're not coming into you, and start backing up. As soon as you start backing up and going away, they'll be going, oh yeah, I'm interested. And then they'll tell you a concern. But if you see somebody backing up, call them out on it and watch what happens. It'll change the conversation. What if they pitch me? It's good. It actually means that they're working their business. And tell them that you're glad they are sharing their business with you, but you're not recruitable. And give them some social proof as to why. Because I'm the top 3% in our company, and I've turned a 6-figure income, and I've been with them X amount of years. That is something that is social proof, and they'll go, oh, okay. And they may start asking you more questions about yours. So always frame your refusal with a compliment and a brief reason why you're happy where you are. Because you don't want to be negative in your response. And you have to be very careful on social media by the way you say things, because depending on the mood somebody's in, they can take things the wrong way. So always frame your refusal with compliments and give a reason why you're happy. Ask how their pitching is working for them. And see if they'll tell you what their success rate is. It's just a conversation that you're having. But if somebody is pitching you hard, I always call them out on it and say, hey, I know you're pitching me for your business, and I'm just curious, how's that working for you? What is your response rate? Do you sign up a lot of people that way? And most people will back up and they'll go, no, it's not working real well. And then that's where I would say, would you like me to show you how I generate my own leads that come and ask me for more information instead of me chasing them? I just turned the table, and I've never had anybody refuse. Nope, I don't want no more leads. I don't want to build my business any better. Of course, they're going to listen to you. Okay, here is a recap checklist of what we've talked about, and I hope that you will put these things in place because these are pretty important. Smile in your profile picture. Your banner is with a lifestyle image. Fill out the About Me section and tell your story. Your story is very important, and that's how you're going to relate to people. Another one is connect your personal page to your fan page in the About Me section. Post value. And I want you to go today and connect to 5 or 10 people in Messenger. Find some people that you're just going to ask them a random question. And another good question that I ask a lot of my people is when I'm sending a message, to take the pressure off completely of that person, I'll ask them, say, hey, this is Angela. I am looking to hit the next rank in my company, and I am looking for new customers. If you know of anybody that would be interested in, open to such and such product, do you have 2 or 3 people that you could refer to me? They will either say they are interested, or they'll give you 3 to 6 names. And you'll ask, would you mind sending them a Facebook message and let them know that you referred them and I'm coming to ask them a question? Most people will. And, if I can get them to connect us in Messenger, that's even better, because they can, type their name and my name in and connect us all into a group message, and then they'll leave the message. Some people stay, but not most people leave the message. Or you can find, they'll give you a list of names, and you'll go to their friends list and find those people and send them a message that said, hey, Johnny sent me your name as a referral and said they thought you might be interested in this product. Are you open to that? And they'll either say yes or no. And had great success with that. So try it. First of all, I want to thank you because we are right at the 45-minute mark. I hope that you got value out of today's training and that you learned something that you can put in action today and start using these things to generate your own leads on social media. And that's called tapping into your network, so that so you can start building your business and have nonstop people to talk to. You've got several tips to put in place today, and action is what's going to get you results. And the next webinar, we're going to be talking about email marketing.